Okay, guys, good morning. So this session is going to be a very important session for for all the automation testers. Okay, I want you to be very focused, right? We will be uh, um, okay, so please be focused. We will be traveling into little more deeper into technical stuff, and this is going to be here one of the backbone of what you're learning right now. Okay, so more complex part to understand because people coming from the different non-native background, and this will be one of the important interview question people will generally ask in the interviews, so you should be aware of how to answer those questions. How do you write? And today you will learn one or two lines where how do we start scripting and all. So that is where we'll discuss today. Okay, so yeah, so before that, we know, right, we are using Eclipse IDE for our scripting, right? Yes, everyone, correct? Eclipse IDE we are using. Okay,
Yes, Srinath.
right. Now, once you install, right, this is your look and feel of your Eclipse. So, couple of things in this. In order to start writing the script, you should have a class created. Make a note. You need to create a class if you want to write the script. Okay. If you want to create a class, there should be a package created. If you want to create a package, right, there should be a project created. So I just told in reverse. Now this is your first Java project. Okay. Yeah, that we are going to create. Now, please make sure, right? Eclipse is an IDE. Okay. Please understand what kind of help Eclipse is providing. Why someone is using Eclipse for writing Java programs? Why not a notepad or text, right? Now, while I'm creating a Java project, please see the project name here. Okay. Now see here, it says discouraged module name. By convention, module name start with lowercase. Right now, if I type lowercase, it's not showing any information here. Now, if I'm typing capital letter, it says we should be creating with the lowercase. Okay. Now, it will allow you to create, but that is the best practices that we have in the real time. Okay. So let's Selenium class. Okay. If possible, see whenever you're creating the Java project, right? Uncheck this one. Create module Java, like info Java file. Click on next. Okay. And click on finish. Now we see the moment you create a Java project, I have three important structures, folder structure. One, JRE, system library, and SRC. That's the source. Okay. And you see a couple of screens open your left and right hand side. And this is where you write your scripting, you write your programs. For that, we need to create a package. Now we have created a project. We have created a project. Now we are going to create a package. For package, you have to right click on source, not on the project. Again, right click on source. The package symbol is this one, the yellow color symbol. Okay. Now, see, the moment I type capital, again it says a discouraged package name by convention. Usually it starts with lowercase, right? That is where the IDE tool is all about. Don't select anything, click on finish. Now I have a project created. I have a source created automatically. I've created a package. Now, how do I create a class? The class is where you write your Selenium script, as simple as that. Class is where you create Selenium scripting. Now, this is how the class name looks like. Just select that. Now it is asking, what is your class name? For us, what is our test case name? That is what we need to give here. Now let's say I have to test. Now if I type again small g, it is saying in place of that, please use capital letter. Please understand, it is suggesting all help for you what to do. Okay. Now I am typing this Gmail, right? Login page test case. Generally, we follow a camel case kind of creating a name in creating a project, creating a package. Okay. Now, in this screen, sir, we were not selecting, we only unchecked a module info Java class previously. In this screen, you need to check one more checkbox, which is public static void main. What is that? Public static void main. We'll try to understand what is this. But for now, just check this box and please understand from the public static void main. So whenever you write any scripting inside this brackets, obviously, right? The first, the Java virtual machine or the compiler starts first. The moment you click on run, first it will come to this public static void main. Then it will enter into this bracket. Then it will compile this line code or whatever line code is inside this bracket. So it means initial days when you practice till you become an expert, we will be creating public static void main as your start of your scripting. But we can also create a test cases or test scripts without this public static void main, but that is again an advanced level concepts. For few days to you getting expertized in automation, create public static void main mandatorily, from which the compiler will start compiling the scripts. Any confusion so far? Any confusion so far?
No, Vinod.
No, Vinod.
No, right? Okay, great. Now, every time you type any code, right? Generally, we keep on doing different codings. Keep on saving, right? Keep on saving the script. What happens? Due to some errors, some issue, the Eclipse might get closed. There might be a lot of chances where automatically your system might get problem or some kind of issue where you lose your code. Always if you write one line, there is no errors, save it. That is very important. No. Right. Okay. So we are good on this. Now, whenever you're working on Eclipse, you need to know few things which are very important. One, always build automatically should be checked. If it is like this, it should be always checked. Okay. Now I'll tell you why it is required. once we have the context, but please make sure this is build automatically should be checked. There's a clean option, build automatically clean option or interlink together. I'll tell when it is required. For now, please make sure you know this, what to do. And importantly, when you these two areas, window and help, you'll frequently visiting. In Windows, what we do, right? So this is a different screen Eclipse is divided into. This is the package explorer. This is the script editor. This is something good. Shows if your script has any problems, right? Any declaration issues, and this is the console. And this is your outline of what are the test cases, what kind of methods you have used, how many methods are there. So all will be listed here. But for you, for the initial days, right? You should not be confusing too much on the screen. All you need to look at is whether this package explorer is visible, whether you can see the console. The console is something where your output of your screen of your script is displayed. Very important. Okay. So very important. The output of your script, it will be printed on the console. Right? Now I'll tell you the difference in which scenario it prints on console, which scenario it will not print on the console. Okay. Please make sure you understand what is console, where it is available. Now, while working, right? While working, you might close this automatically. Sometimes, you might close this, you might close this, or you might close this. Okay. So whenever you get into such situation, always go to Windows, go to this perspective and select on reset perspective. Okay. Again, Windows perspective, go to this reset perspective. Automatically by default, all the screens that are required will display. And now look at it. You did not find a console. You find a console here? No, we don't find a console. Now for console, see here, we have click on console. Again, window, show view, console. Okay. Hope you're making a note of
Yes.
this. Okay. Now you know how to create a project. Okay. Now you know how to create a project. Now make a note of this structure in your notebook, or if you already created it, you make a note. But if you haven't created, this is the Java project folder structure. This is the project name, JRE, SRC, package name, your test class name. Again, this is the project name, JRE, source folder, package name, test case name. This will be your interview question. What is the Java folder structure in Eclipse? Whenever you create a project in Java, what is the folder structure? Hopefully you got it right.
Vinod, one doubt here actually. Oh, yesterday only I have already created. So I just forgot to uncheck that module.info.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's
Is
fine.
is there any way like or it
No
is like
problem. It's no
yeah.
problem in that. So because the reason why I'm told you to uncheck the module, right? I'll show you in few minutes.
Okay,
I'll show
okay.
you in a few minutes. That's the important thing. I'll show you in a few minutes. Okay,
Sure.
now, okay, guys. Okay, now you have created a Java project, correct? Now you know how to add Selenium jar files to your project? Yes or no? We know it, right? How to add?
Yes, when
How to add? I'll go to project. I'll do a right click. I'll select the build
build
path.
path,
I'll go to configure
configure
build
build
path,
path.
right? Now, that I was just telling, right? Now, Niharika asked me a question. Okay. Uh, okay. Let me show you one important thing. Okay. Now there are two things, module path and class path. Okay. Now all your Selenium jar files should be inside your class path, not inside the module path. By mistakenly, what happens? You will select and you will add all jar paths to the module path. So I would recommend add everything to the class path. Now, how will I add it? I'll go like this. I'll do a control A and I'll add and I'll apply and close. Okay. Now, by mistakenly, what happens? It will also shows you the module path. If you look at it, it also shows the module path. People will get confused and they'll add this all jar files to the module path. Then whenever you add module path, right now automatically there will be a lot of errors where you end up doing different troubleshootings. So instead of that, I would suggest uncheck that. By default, it will show in the configure build path, but if you uncheck that, it will not show here. Okay. Now, this is where you see all your jar files, right? This is the Selenium jar files. These are the supported jar files. See here, you see Edge driver, you see remote driver, you see Safari driver, you see Chrome driver, right? You see API driver, right? It has downloaded all the required things to your project. To whatever Selenium is required, it has downloaded it. Now, this is one way of configuring jar files to your project. Correct? This will be your interview question. How do you configure Selenium jars or any jars? Example, this project needs. How do you configure? We do it in the class path. Remember that the word class path. How do you go to that class path? Right click on the project, build path. Inside the build path, there is a class path. Okay. Now, okay, let me open paint. Today we'll paint one more new thing. Hey, again, where are your videos? Why are you switching off the moment I go to other screen, you'll switch off your videos. Why is that? Keep all your videos on. Okay. I'm not looking at your videos. Do not worry. I only look at when I come back and see who is doing what. Then I find everyone nicely, nicely close the camera and doing it. Okay. All right. So let me share the painting. Okay. Today weekend, right? Let's paint. What do you see on the screen?
Paint window.
The screen.
Okay. Now please understand this. So I have a system right now in our laptop. In our laptop, what we did, we have downloaded uh what is that? Selenium 4.29. Correct? That we have downloaded. Okay. So like this, if you want to read a data from the Excel, you need to download Excel related jar files. Okay. And you have to add to your project. The same way, if you wanted to connect to the database, you need to have a database drivers, database jar files. Okay. Now, every time, that's where I told to create one separate folder structure inside the Selenium yesterday, where you keep on adding jar files, software jar files. Okay. Now you will download database jar files. Example, it is 2.9. It will be like this: SQ, SQL, RC or JC something. Now let's say it is 4.2 jar file, and Excel. Now imagine 3.4 jar file example. I'm just giving an example. Exactly, we'll see what version is this, and vice versa. You have downloaded whatever is required for Selenium inside your project. Okay. Now, why do we need jar files? In order to recognize, in order to run our script, we need that. Otherwise, Eclipse will not determine what is this method that you are using. It will not understand which language are you talking about. The moment you specify the jars, it will check whether the jars are added into the project. Then it will pick up the information from there and it will run. Okay. Now, the versions are more important. In any programming language, versions are more important. Okay. Now Selenium today is 4.29. Now just imagine, uh, after a month, there was a release 5.0. I'm just saying an example. The moment it says 5.0, maybe your script has a database script where you have written 100 lines of script. Your database is having 4.2 jars. Unfortunately, the moment it got upgraded to 5.0, these jars may be or may not be supporting this 5.0. They might be only supporting to 4.29. The moment you run the script after 1 month, what happens? It will throw some errors. Because you have downloaded 4.29, it was working fine. This both were communicating nicely. All the jars were supporting 4.29. Well, good. But the moment after 1 month, there is some upgradation happened. Now the 5.0 came into picture. The moment it came 5.2, your script will throw an error. Boss, these jars are older one. You need to upgrade to the new jars because Selenium has been upgraded. You have not upgraded the jars or vice versa. This is still 4.29. What happened? Database 4.2 is the jar file. They have came up with a new version of DB SQ LRC 6 because there is the increase in the DB jar configuration that may not be supporting, or your script will throw an error stating that you are using the upgrade version of database, but you are running the Selenium older version. Please upgrade that Selenium older version. You understand, right? Now, now how can we avoid this, right? Definitely there will be increase in the version as days goes on, right? Today it is Pulsar 100. After 1 year, it is Pulsar 125. Next, after 6 months, it will Pulsar 200. You don't have any control. New things keep on coming it, right? If you write the script today, it doesn't mean that after a month it should fail. It will fail. Why? Because if there is any configurational change, because if there is any jar files change, because Selenium has been upgraded, your script will fail. Again, you should go and download the current version of that particular software. And okay, after 1 month, you downloaded the current version. After 6 months, then there is one more version came into picture. Then again, the script will fail. Again, you have to keep on upgrading, right? But how will you know that this database has been upgraded? Unless and until you do a lot of troubleshooting. You will do a lot of troubleshooting. Why your script is failing? Correct. There is exception thrown on Eclipse. You'll try to debug. Eclipse will help us, but will not give you a spoon feeding help. It will say, yes, there is an error in database. Now you will confused. What is an error? Why it is throwing an error? Tables are correct. Nothing has been changed. So you'll keep on troubleshooting, but one find that definitely you'll identify, oh, there is a change in the database jar files. Now I need to upgrade my jar files to the current version. Correct? That is where to avoid this, what happened is, let me this to avoid this now. Now we have written the scripts in it. What we did, we have configured the jar files in class path, right? Correct? Which is nothing but you have hard coded. You put example, now jar files are 20. Now you copied only 20 only. Tomorrow there might be two more jar files added to that 4.29. Your your 4.29 your 4.29 jar files will have only the one which are not there in the current version. Two jar files are missing, because of which your script might be failing. Correct? To avoid all those things, to avoid this, what happened is generally the way we added jar files to the class path is not suggestible, because you are hard coding it. Tomorrow, if there is any change in the any of the jar files, you need to again add the jar files to the project. And you need to know which jar files you need to add. Correct? You don't know what is the version of the jar file. You have to do a lot of R&D. Correct? Now today you only downloaded Selenium jar. Next 1 month or 15 days, you will download lot of jar files, lot of compatible. Like if you want to run Excel in your script, you will add a different Excel pom dot. Like there is a Apache POI jar files where Apache company provides us. Okay, so like this, based on your need, based on the need, based on the need, you will keep on adding new jar files to your project. But that is again a manual process. There is a dependency. Why? You need to open the laptop, you need to open the project, do a right click and search for the current version of jar files, download it, go to the class path, add that jar files to your class path. That is what you have to do. To avoid this dependency, to avoid this human intervention, right? Few concept came into picture. Now, what is that? Now, what is that? If you look at this is like painting, right? Now, this is a system. Now, what we do, we will not copy or will not add anything into your class path. Now, what we do is there is a company, there's entity which came through this concept. Now, what they did, hey boss, here is the internet, right? It's internet one. Right, is nice one. There's the internet, right? This is where we download everything. Internet has all the information. Now, what it says is there is a middleware company where we started with this concept, saying like, no, you you add this feature to your project. Okay, you add this feature into to your project. Now, I'll tell you what is this. It has all the updated versions of the jar files. It will keep on pulling from the internet. You add this to your project, and whenever any new version is added on the internet, the moment anything comes up in the internet, it will add to this, and automatically when it added here, it will work for your project. Okay. Now this will avoid human intervention. This will avoid what to do, what kind of jars. Right now, example today we have downloaded Selenium 4.0, 4.29. Right? You you added this into the feature 4.29. Tomorrow, if it is 5 comes, right, automatically it will upgrade to 5. Automatically it upgrades to 5, and automatically it will be updated in your system or in your project. You understand this, right? Now, what is this? This is called Maven repository. A company called Maven prepared this concept where you, while creating, now what we did, we created a Java project, correct? Simple Java project we have created in Eclipse. Yes or no? We have created simple Java project. I told you to make a note of the Java project. What was the Java project folder structure? Name of the project, JRE, package, right? Source, package, and the class name. That was your simple Java project. Now what Maven is saying was, you, instead of creating a Java project, you create a Maven project. You create a Maven project. The moment you create a Maven project, one more folder structure will be added that we'll see. And all the jar files will be automatically copied. You need not be selecting manually what all jar files are required. It will pull all what is required. That will avoid any dependency. I'll take care of updating your project with the current versions of all the jar files. It will balance. Selenium 4.0 is supporting database 5.0. Yes. If database 5.0, Excel data jar files 10. So it will balance and it'll make sure that all the jar files are compatible. This is very, very important word. Compatible to your project. Throughout your automation journey, you will have these compatibility issues for sure. Though even though you're using Maven, still there will be compatibility issues, but it will avoid 90% of your issues. Okay. Now, if I don't use Maven, sometimes your script will throw error that Excel is outdated jar files. Selenium jar files are updated version, but found Chrome driver versions jar files are lower version. Like this, you keep on getting lot of exceptions by using Maven. Maven is a build management tool. Build, B-U-I-L-D. I think we have already heard this, right? So whenever the application is under testing, whenever application is under development, we call that as a application under testing and a build, right? So Maven is it is a very, very lengthy topic. This is more important to a Java developers. Okay. As a tester, you should be knowing it, but to an extent where tester is required to know, not in depth. Okay. But now, for now, at the beginning stage, just this knowledge is more than enough to start the work. Okay. What is that? Whenever you create a project, there are two options. One, you create a normal Java project. Two, you create a Maven project. If you create a Java project, you have to add Selenium jar files to the class path manually. But if I create a Maven project, Java project, I should not be adding manually all the jar files, but there is a separate mechanism of adding a jar files, which will automatically downloads all the jar files to your project, whatever is the current one. Okay. Now, with this knowledge, let me share you the Eclipse. Hope you understand, right? No confusion. Anyone? I know there might be,
Yes.
but this is simplest of simplest explanation where you will understand. Okay. Now this is a Java project, right? This is our Java project. Now this is our folder structure. All my jar files are in my reference libraries. Correct? How it came? How it came? I've added in the configure of build path. Inside the class path, I've added this jar files with the manual. Now I told you, whenever you create a project, whenever you are in the landing page, I think you might have observed whenever you installed Eclipse on the landing page, it was asking on left hand side, create Java project and create. Depends on if you're working on different development projects, it will show you different. For us, there are two things. One is Java project, other one is Maven project. That is people call Maven, people call Maven. So it depends. In the best practices, we call that as a Maven. Okay. Now I'll go in file. I create new. This time I'll select Maven project. Okay. This time I'll select Maven project. Or what I'll do now, I have current project here. Correct. What hopefully you have noted the folder structure, right? Okay.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
Yes, Vinod.
if I want to convert a Java project into a Maven project, right? Now I have a Java project created. I want to convert that into a Maven project. What will I do? I'll go to the project. So here, see, there is a configure, right? And I see a convert to a Maven project. Okay. The moment I click on this and observe the
One
folder
minute.
structure.
Vinod, I want to write that steps, Vinod.
Yeah. No problem. Let me, okay. Right. This is where you convert your Java project into manual project, sorry, Maven project. I'll right click on this, go to configure. And under the configure, I have convert to Maven project. This will be your interview question.
Yes, Vinod.
People will ask, how do you convert your regular projects, Java projects into Maven projects? Got it? Hope you have written.
Yes, Vinod.
Okay. The moment I click on convert to Maven project, now it is asking group ID, artifact ID, and the version. Now, please remember, this will be another important interview question. The important items or important, right, artifacts or important, information in the form.xml file. Okay. Now let me create this, then I'll tell you what to do. Now we have group ID, artifact ID, and you can change this, not a problem. So group ID, let's say I'm just creating group ID is something which is an organization name basically, and artifact ID is the projects running inside the organization. Now I say Selenium training. The version snapshot is nothing but this project version. Now I click on finish. Okay. Can you see here now? Can you see here? Can you see here? All the, right? This folder structure is now added with the new features now, which is nothing but your form.xml. Who is that joining now? Ravali Kaduri. Who is she? After she's joining at 10 o'clock. Okay, please do not admit anyone unless I do it. You just concentrate on the class. Okay. Now, the moment you converted the Java project into a Maven project, you see a new thing is added, which is form.xml, right? Form.xml. Now, for your project, whatever are the dependencies, whatever are the jar files, that will be maintained by this Maven repository, which is a pom.xml. Pom.xml. Now, what is pom.xml? What is pom.xml? We know that is XML file, right? What you see is an XML format, correct? Now we understand Maven project is whenever Maven project is created, there will be a Maven, right? There is a Maven which is a pom.xml is created for that project. This will be interview question. How many pom.xml files are there for a project? It will be a one pom.xml for one project. Okay. And please make sure all your jar files, whatever are the dependencies, this is the right word, whatever are the dependencies for your project to run, all will be maintained, managed, configured by the pom.xml file. Pom is pom.xml. Now, what is the full form of POM? It is Project Object Model. It is acronym Project Object Model. It contains the information of the project, configuration information for Maven to build the project, such as dependencies, build directory, source directory, test source directories, plugin, and goals. Whenever you run the project, right, the first, and of course, it will start from the main method only. But in terms of project structure, first Maven reads the pom.xml. It will first check whether this project has got required jar files. It has got all the dependencies. Is there any jar file which is having lower version, other jar file having the upgraded version? It will balance. Okay. The new version, right? The new version of Maven, we are calling that as a pom.xml. But the little early version of the Maven, we used to call that as a project.xml file. Okay. Is my voice clear? I'm not using any headset. Is it fine? Or do you want me to use the headset?
Yes, Vinod.
It's
Yes,
fine.
It's
yes,
fine,
it
Vinod.
is fine.
It is
Okay,
fine.
it's fine. All right, great. Thank you. Hope it is we are following, right? No, you're not worried of bouncing any bouncing balls. No, all state cover drives, all state drives. Nothing is bouncing, right?
Clear, Vinod.
Yes.
Your
Okay.
voice is very clear today.
Okay. And not about voice, but I'm also asking about whether you are understanding or is it
Yes,
bouncing
Vinod.
from your
Yes,
head?
Vinod.
No,
Acha.
Yes,
understand.
Vinod.
Okay. All right. Now, spend some time to understand what is this pom.xml. That is very, 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 very important for your life to be more easy while working in automation. Study whatever, whenever you get some time, what is pom.xml. Try to make some notes. Try to make some notes. What is pom.xml? Why it is used. So, though we are discussing now, try to make some notes on your own. That will be really, really helpful. Okay. Now, we understand the moment we convert Java project into Maven project, a new folder, a new file will be added, which is pom.xml. Earlier version it used to call as a project.xml. Current version of Maven, we have a pom.xml naming convention. Right. In that takeover, in that part, okay. Hope the Eclipse is visible, right? Eclipse is visible, correct?
Yes, Vinod.
Eclipse is visible. Who's that? Archana. What happened, Archana? I mean, it is most of the time you going and coming back. Some network issue. I don't know. Got stuck.
Yes,
Okay.
Vinod. Here are some network issues.
Acha. Okay. Okay. Now, in the interview, right, people will ask what is form.xml. So you should talk about this three very importantly: group ID, artifact ID, and version. These are very important. It is like, group ID, artifact ID, and version ID is kind of an address for that particular project. Once it is deployed in in production or live environment, right? Based on the group ID, based on the project ID, sorry, based on the artifact ID, based on the version, your project is identified. That is an address to your project. Okay. So group ID generally it is a entity based text. You can give it any format, but please make sure don't give it like Andhra Kurrodu, Telangana Bullodu Sound. Don't give all those unnecessary things. Please make sure you give a valid, okay, valid and real-time names, which is if somebody is reading it, it will help them to understand, oh, this project is related to this entity and this is the project name. And the one which is there under the version, right? Right. This is the version where it tells if there are any multiple versions of the project, then they will identify, okay, this is this particular version. Okay. Right. Now it is very important. The pom.xml starts from the root, the element root, which is nothing but, can see on the top, it starts with project and it ends with the project. Correct? All your data, all your tags, all your elements should be inside the project root. Okay. And we
Project.
have a model version. Okay. Again, it specifies what kind of version. There is no hardcore rule that you want to use this or name as this. But these are all mandatory dependencies that exist in the form.xml. Okay. So please make sure if this information are not present in the form.xml, it will throw an errors. Okay. If this information not there, see, the moment I remove it is showing an error. Okay. Now, we have discussed in the paint, sometime in the paint, that it will download all respective, right? All respective jar files. Now, how do we do it? Now, let me share the screen. Where is that sheet? Let me know once you see the screen. Okay, now go to Google and type Maven, Selenium, Maven. Always you should type, if you want to download any jar files, you need to download Maven dependencies. Now see, this is the entity name. The moment I click on this, this is the name of the Maven repository. See, MVN repository. It has got all the versions of Selenium. Now, if I click on, see, view, there is a two areas now. If I click on this 4.29 version, right? This is the current version that we are working on it. If I click on this, now it says two. One is POM, other one is jar. POM and jars. It also displays the dependencies. So you need to copy this. Okay, so you need to copy this and come back to our pom.xml file. And every project has one dependency to lot many dependencies, correct? Today you are downloading Selenium. Tomorrow you might download Apache POA libraries. or day after tomorrow you will download database connector drivers. Everything you'll be keep on downloading. So all your dependencies should be under dependencies elements. Under the version, before the build, you need to create a plural dependency. Okay, XML format, and you have to provide your dependency inside it. Now, whatever you copied from there, put it inside, paste. Okay. Now, observe this here, wherever I'm rotating the mouse pointer, right here, and observe here. Okay. The moment I've just copied it, I have not saved it. The moment click on save, see here on right hand side, something happened very fast. And see, there is a new folder has been added. Now, if I open this folder, I have all the jar files which are required for Selenium. Did I downloaded this one by one like we did manually? No, right? We have
No,
not done
no.
manually. Automatically, it only picked up everything. It only picked up everything. Now, let's say if I go and do it, whether it is 15 there or not, let's try. We can save. See, build is 75%, 98%. Right? Let's see. Can you see here? Selenium 4.15. Everyone? Yes or
Yes,
no?
Vinod.
It has
Yes.
downloaded whatever version we are telling. We don't care from how it is downloading. All the dependencies are in one place. Is it not good? Maven is good, right? So it makes
Yes,
your
Vinod.
life easy while doing programming, and especially if you are dealing with multiple versions, different jars on the programming or scripting, the Maven will help you to do that. Okay, you are familiar with now how to create a Maven project. Now tell me, you will be creating a Java project or you will be creating a Maven project,
Maven project.
Maven project.
right? So I'm
Maven
glad
project.
that you understand the difference between a Java project and a Maven project. And you know how to how to convert a Java project to a Maven project. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. Okay, so let me share Eclipse. Okay, now we have created. Now we have created. No, we have converted Java project to Maven project, right? Now let us create one Maven project directly and see how it is creating in Excel, in Eclipse. Sorry, I'll go file. Now I'll select a new Maven project. Select this, create a simple project. If I click on this, next, now it's asking group ID. Remember earlier, automatically it has taken the group ID. Now it is asking to create a group ID. Now I'm just saying Selenium, okay, with the training. Okay, now I create Selenium scripts. Or I'm just giving in some name. Version is this and click on finish. Now see, Is it not created? What project created? Selenium scripts. Yeah, this one, right? Now see, when we created, correct? When we created Java project, you did not see this folder structure. But when we created a Maven, you see two sources for main, two source files for test. Please observe, make a note of this folder structure. This is very, very important interview question. People will ask, what is the Maven folder structure when we create in Eclipse? So you should say there will be src main Java, src main resources, src test Java, src test resources. Okay. Now I can go simply. We know pom.xml, it is created. Okay. Now it has got all the dependencies. Yes. Now this project doesn't have Selenium dependencies, correct? Now how should I go? I'll open pom.xml, right? Under the build, so under the version, I'll copy this part. Come back here. I'm just saving some time. Just copy it here and observe here, everyone. Click on save. Now I see Maven dependency added, right? Yes or no?
Yes, we
Right?
know. That's
Yes.
Right. So far, anyone has missed out any steps? Anyone has missed out any steps? Please check your
No,
notebook. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Please check your notebook. It is pretty much difficult if you miss any one, two sentences also. All good?
Yes. We know for every project we
yes,
need to copy and paste the dependencies.
See, you will do only one time for one project, right? Let's say if you are working on a project in, right? So unless until you change to a new project, then you will do again and again. Otherwise, you will be in the same project only. So till you're working in that project, you will download all one version one time, and automatically it keeps on updating whenever any new version comes into the market. It will pull from the internet. Maven will keep that in the repository. So
Okay.
that next time, right? Even though internet is down, this is very, very important. Even though internet is down, it will pick up from the Maven repository, because Maven repository has already downloaded that everything into the repository. That's a central location. Okay. But sometimes
Okay.
what happens in the real time, because of your network issues, right? Because of network, even Maven updations will not have properly, it will not update because of some network permissions issues. Okay. Otherwise, if Maven is there, then we are good most of the time. The dependencies can be handled. All right. We are good. Eclipse is completed. Eclipse download is done. Dependencies are done. So please do not forget to add dependencies plural first. Then inside the dependencies elements, you have to add singular word dependency. Otherwise, it will be a problem. Okay. Now we'll take a quick break for 10 minutes. Now 10:21. Uh, Let me share the screen. This Let me share. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
Okay, we'll come back in 10 minutes. We'll assemble and we'll continue the session. Okay.
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 Hey guys, you back?
Yes, Vinath.
Others? Others, please.
Yes, Vinod.
Hope you're finding a little bit of interesting, right? You find this interesting or it's boring? No answer.
It's interesting.
Interesting or boring?
Interesting, you know.
Interesting.
Okay. Sounding very differently. Don't know. I don't see that energy. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Okay. Very good. So far, very good. Now, uh, stop sharing this. What are you seeing now?
Teams screen.
It's meeting on.
Make Krishna admit. Where is this eclipse? No common eclipses. Eclipse, okay. Okay, so far we covered some very important topics that needs to start Selenium scripting. Mm. And how do you maintain Eclipse IDE? What all things are required for Eclipse? We were discussing about it. Good. Right. So couple of like 2 to 3 points more. Whenever you want to download anything to Eclipse tool, Eclipse IDE, Eclipse also provide like we have a marketplace, Facebook marketplace, or I think Zomato or Swiggy marketplace is also available. The same place, same way, we have Eclipse marketplace also. Right now, click on this. The moment you click on this Eclipse marketplace, it right is not coming. Okay. Okay. Whatever softwares in the market which are compatible with Eclipse is displayed automatically in the Eclipse marketplace. You can download whatever, just click on install. It will install here. Simple as that. This is a marketplace which is more compatible with the Eclipse. It is readily available here. But if you want a specific thing to be downloaded, go to help, install a new software. You can copy the website name here. It will display what are the things available in that particular website. You can select what you want to install, then click on next. Then automatically those things will be installed to your machine, to your Eclipse. This is anywhere on the internet. If you want to search for a particular thing, you can search for it. The marketplace is a place where where the Eclipse is more compatible, that kind of softwares are displayed in the marketplace. Got it? Everyone? Guys, yes or no?
Yes,
No,
Vinod.
Vinod. No, Vinod.
No.
No, Vinod. Can you please repeat it?
Okay, can you see the screen?
Yes, Vinod. Yes, Vinod.
Yes, we know.
Okay. See, if you want to download anything to Eclipse, you want to download, it might be anything. Anything you want to download which you wanted to work with Eclipse, right? Now we are not learned anything in Eclipse or neither in automation. But going forward slowly, you have a lot of things to download. Okay. Now see if I type Maven, see it is also having Maven related tools. Okay. These are all compatible with Eclipse. But you are not familiar with all these things. That's the reason you don't understand this. But for the pure Java developers, these are more important. Application development people. So whenever you want to download anything compatible with Eclipse, say for Eclipse, right? This is automatically, it will work with Eclipse IDE. You will not have any side effects. So you
Vinod,
want
we
to
only
down
see that script only.
script. What is Acha? Sorry, I don't know. Fine.
Your Eclipse.
Yeah, now it's nice.
Okay. If I click on help, oh, previously also it was not showing.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Vinod.
Okay.
Vinod. That's
Okay.
why I'm not understanding.
Sorry. So see when you go for help, right? Click on Eclipse Marketplace.
Marketplace.
Okay. Now if you want to download, see the marketplace is a place where you can install anything which is compatible to Eclipse. Okay, it might be anything. It might be jar files, it might be Excel, anything that you want to download to your project, to your Eclipse. This is a place where you can do it, which is more compatible with Eclipse. You can download it. You can just search for it. Okay, you can just search for it. You click on enter, then it will display what all things are not available in your system that will display here. Which are already available, it will not display. Okay, now you can
Okay.
just click on install, it will display. That's it. Sorry, it will install into your Eclipse. But these are more towards the pure Java developers where they use this. For you people, Maven is more than enough that we downloaded, and few jars which are required to automate that we'll see in future. Okay, this is one marketplace.
Okay, Vinod.
If you want to download, so if you
Your
want
voice
to,
is breaking, Vinod.
now it is fine.
Yes, Vinod.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you want to download a specific software, now go to install new software. You can do it from here also. But this is anything that you want to download, not respective to Eclipse. You can type that URL here. That will display what all things are available in that URL. You click on select, select the items, click on next. In the next screen, it shows what are already installed, like this, already installed, and what are not available. You can unselect what are already available in Eclipse. You can select what are not available. Then you can click on finish. Then it will take some time. It will ask whether Eclipse needs to be restarted. You can restart the Eclipse. That will be downloaded to your local. Okay. This is how you do it. All right. Give me 2 minutes. Okay. I'll just come in 2 minutes. Just hold on. Okay. All right. All right. So we have done so far. Now, now we are actually good to start with the scripting. Okay. We have got all the required combination, right? We have Eclipse, we have Java installed, we have Maven installed. We know how to create Java projects. We know how to create Maven projects. We know how to download those dependencies. Uh, the we know how to download in different places. In Eclipse, we know now how to write the scripts. We know how to create packages. We know how to create a class, right? And we know from where the execution actually starts, right? This is where the execution starts, correct? Right? Now we are good to write the scripting. But before that, right? So, which is something you need to understand how actually Selenium works. Okay. Now, the moment you see here green button,
We know we are unable to see the screen.
Yes, we know. Now it is.
okay. Now, you know this green button here, run test Java, or if you want to run any script, right? Once you write the script now, in Java project, you know where to place, where to create the package, where to create the class. But in Maven project, how do you create a package? See here, src main Java. Do a right click on this package. On the package, right click, new class. This is how you create in the Maven projects. Okay. We'll talk about this folder structure. It will be too much for you immediately. But slowly we'll understand. The moment we create something, I'll keep on telling you which folder is used for what purpose. But you should butify this folder. You should know as a automation tester, a Maven project, what is the folder structure. This is purely Maven project where you have two SRCs, two SRC main, which is Java and resources, two SRC test Java and resources, and obviously you have one form.xml. Very important. Okay. Okay. So far good. Now we know here if I write script, then the scripts are invoked from here. So start the moment I hit on run button. Correct. Now the compiler will come and check the main method and it will start looking for the script. But do we know if we go for interview, right? The first question people will ask, what is the Selenium architecture? Make a note. This is no, again, videos are stopped. So what will be the what will be the Selenium architecture? Okay. So you should understand how the Selenium actually works. If I run, if I click on run button in my Eclipse, what happens? How the script is executing, how you're getting a response, how the request is passing from Eclipse to your browser. What is the architecture behind it? How it is working fine, right? Again, what happened? No videos. Where these videos or 8 people videos? Why these 8 people? Archana, no, where is Ramya? Give me 1 minute. Okay, all right. Someone is knocking the door 2 times. I have to go. Okay, so right. So this will be the typical interview question. People will ask, what is an architecture of Selenium? How Selenium works, right? How the data is, how the commands are moving from your system. You are writing a script in your local machine. How that is going to browser? How the communication is happening between your system writing a script in your local machine, how you are making an automation to the browser, how it is talking, how your script is communicating with the browser, right? Now, let me share the screen. Where is that? Make a note of this. This actually I'm taking it from the internet, and this is how the roughly make a note or a diagram. Once you're done, let me know.
It's done, Vinod.
Okay. Others, please.
Done, Vinod.
Others.
Done, Vinod.
It's done.
Yeah, done.
All right. Okay. See, this is Selenium 3, right? Selenium version 3. Generally, the communication. So when I say communication, this is where you write your script with the help of JavaScript, C Sharp. There are different languages. With the help of client libraries, where you write your Selenium scripts. How does this actually communicating? Your script is communicating to the real browser. These are the 4 steps that happens. Now, Selenium 3 used to communicate with the help of a JSON wire protocol. Now, what you see this one. Now, what is JSON? JSON is something stands for JavaScript Object Notation, which is considered to be a lightweight format for storing and transporting the data. Now, also it is used in most of the cases, especially in integration platforms, especially where there is a huge data which is moving around. Okay, we use JSON formats, but earlier when Selenium 3 was actually implemented, so the data is to move around. The data might be anything. In our case, the request, the script information, the commands which are coming from the system is transferred with the help of a JSON wire protocol. Okay. Now, now we know this. These are all bindings which are Java, Ruby, and Python, right? Which we, with the help of Selenium, we write in our local system, which is your client, which will communicate directly to the browser drivers. So this structure, right? This structure was actually the JSON was the bridge, and server needs to understand these protocols, right? This led to the slower test execution, and there are more errors, and the test was also not stable. In Selenium WebDriver 3, right? The use of JSON requires more encoding structures, like you know, coding and encoding. It needs to understand, then it needs to decode, and the information needs to send it to the browser drivers. Then from the browser drivers, it will go to the real browser. So there was lot of encoding and decoding happens. And what happened with that? That led to a lot of inefficiency in the scripting. The script execution became very slow, and there were a lot of errors. But nowadays we also understand, right? All the web pages or web browsers are following the W3C protocols, World Wide Web Consortium. There are certain protocols defined by W3C that all the modern browsers should follow, and that makes all the browsers standardizing the policies, and all the commands which are coming were optimized in the modern browsers, and that led to faster in resulting and more in terms of reliability for automation testing. So Selenium 3, though we were writing the script from the scratch, right? Selenium WebDriver gives us an opportunity, right, to write from the scratch, correct? That was happening well and fine. We were writing the script from the scratch. We were, right from the opening of the browser or to the closing of the browser, we were performing various methods. But the way the communication was happening was a problem. What was the communication? The request was going to JSON wire protocol. JSON wire protocol used to decode whatever instructions we were giving from the system, from the local machine. It will understand, it will decode and send it to the browser drivers. Now, what are those browser drivers? If you write the script in your local machine, that this script should run in Chrome, then the JSON wire protocol will go and talk to the Chrome driver, that your drivers are nothing but your executable files, right? Vice versa, Firefox, vice versa, Microsoft Edge, vice versa, Internet Explorer. So this communication was happening, and all the communication from the browser drivers will happen through the HTTP. all the requests and response used to go through HTTP, and the response we used to get through HTTP only. So this is how the communication happens in the Selenium 3. So you should say in the interview, Selenium 3, the communication was happening through the JSON wire protocol. There are a lot of encoding and decoding happens, which was actually taking more time in execution. That was leading to a lot of errors and defects, because of which the Selenium 3 was upgraded to the new version. Now you see, if you look at the history of Selenium, it was started with Selenium IDE. Because Selenium IDE was not supporting that data-driven testing, no screenshots available, right? There are a lot of drawbacks. Now they came up with Selenium WebDriver, Selenium RC. Selenium RC, again, they have came up with the Selenium RC and WebDriver together. They came up with the Selenium WebDriver version 2, version 3. Earlier, Selenium Grid was there, where everyone needs to configure hub and node. Now Selenium Grid has become more robust. No need of doing hub and node separate configuration. In a single jar, we are getting it. So day by day, we are getting, right, more robust framework. We're getting all, like, they're making the automation easy for us. Maybe in 1 or 2 years, it will become more flexible to the automation tester. But at this stage now, at this stage, Selenium 3 was having a drawback of strong dependency on the JSON wire protocol, where the encoding and decoding was happening. The execution time was more, because of which the slower test execution happens, more errors, and unstable testing was happening. Because of this, W3C came into picture, where they came up with WebDriver protocols, and all the modern browsers were streamlined by this process. And all the commands which are coming, all the commands, all the instructions were coming from the client, or from your system, or from your local machine, or standardized. And proper data optimization happened. Proper data is handled, and that result in faster and more reliable in automation testing. Now, let us get into the next Selenium 4, which is the current version of what is running in the market. Please make a note of this as well. Let me know once you're ready. Done. Don't get a scale and pencil and draw square boxes and do the diagram. Make it roughly. Hopefully others, I don't know.
It's done. It's done, Vinod.
Done.
Done.
Others are not
Done.
sharing videos. I don't know whether you're doing it or not. I don't know. Okay, so then Sandeep, where is Sandeep? Is not there.
Done, Vinod.
Let's see. Do not
Yeah, done,
share
Vinod.
any videos to anyone unless and until, if someone videos Like if Raj is sharing a video to you all, do not share to others unless and until it is being discussed with me or to Raju. Okay. I don't know, people living in the middle, that's really not good. That really disrespectful. I've been seeing whether people are doing it or not, learning it or not, but without even telling me if you're leaving, that's not the good one, right? Good practice. Okay, I'll take another 30 minutes more. Is it fine?
Yes, Vinod.
Niharika is saying, oh, no, 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 I have a movie at 12 o'clock. I need to travel.
No, 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 not like that. But
Any personal work,
see,
that is fine.
preparations, food preparations, and all that's my issue. That's it. I can handle.
Acha, okay, okay. Okay, all right. Others, is it fine? Another 30 minutes.
Okay, Vinod.
Others, Archana,
Yes, Vinod. Okay.
Siri.
Yeah, Vinod, fine.
Okay. Okay, all right, good. Now, so we know, right? So far, like Selenium has developed major components. When I say major, I'm not talking about the IDE and the grid. I'm talking about Selenium RC and WebDriver. Correct? These are the major where it gives us opportunity to write this code from scratch. Correct? Now, WebDriver and RC merge together to form a powerful framework, which is Selenium 2, Selenium WebDriver 2. Correct? And it also continuously evolving, adding more features, more functionalities. Importantly, it was more stable. That led to upgrade of Selenium 3. More number of people have implemented Selenium. Projects were running on Selenium. They want more. So by adding more features and more functionalities, now it has been upgraded to Selenium 3, right? But it was more relied on JSON wire protocol for the communication between the test scripts and the web browsers. The mediator was the JSON wire protocol. Any test scripts command coming from the system, JSON wire protocol was a mediator used to code and encode, decode, and talk to the browser and get the information back and send it to the test scripts to the local machine, right? That was happening in Selenium 3. But Selenium 4 was major shift. They have came up with very robustic feature. They'd want always, if you look at thoroughly, they always remove the dependency. They always remove the dependence. That is very important thing, right? Platform independent. They want everything to be an independent one, not dependent on anything. That is where you see in Selenium 4, they have replaced a JSON wire protocol with the W3C protocol. And you don't see that as a mediator between the test scripts and the web browser. They have removed it. You can see in the Selenium 4 architecture, it is directly Selenium client is directly communicating to the browser. There is no mediator now. No encoding, decoding happening, no coding and decoding happening, no JSON, no nothing protocol is actually moving or converting the data. Directly the script is communicating to the real browser, but with the help of drivers. Obviously, drivers are required. If there is no drivers, how will a script you'll start a browser, right? So you should know the drivers are mandatory. Now, for every browser, there are different drivers. For Chrome driver, there is a Chrome driver, there's a Firefox, there's a name given to a different browsers. You have to use that particular name only. Now you cannot use, sir, I will use my name and put driver attached to it. No, you have to use Chrome, the two small letter, capital letters, all matters it completely. Okay. Now what you see on the screen, Chrome space driver. It is a name of the driver, but actually the syntactically the name would be CHROME DRAV, small letters together without space. That we'll see. Do not worry. But what you see on the screen is for the layman English terminology. Correct? Now it is pretty simple. the browser drivers will communicate to the real browser with the help of an HTTP request and response format. That is where we discussed. That is where we discussed what is an interface, what is the mediator works. Now here the browser drivers are making or forming as an interface, right? As a middleware. It is helping us to talk to the browser, real browser, and send the information to the client where you are doing the actual scripting. Got it? So in the interview, you should talk about this three important components. Selenium 3 has four important components. Selenium client libraries, JSON wire protocol, browser drivers, and browser real browsers. That is the four components of Selenium 3. But whereas Selenium 4, they have removed the dependency of JSON wire protocol. It has only three important ones: Selenium client libraries, browser drivers, and real browsers. Any doubt?
No, Vinod.
Vinod.
No, Vinod.
Okay.
Clear.
Shall we proceed further?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
All right. Now we're done with the understanding of Selenium architecture. Okay. We'll stop here. I think it is 2 hours almost. I don't want to trouble everyone, but I think right now I think we are good with all the important things that are required. Okay, and I think from tomorrow we'll have 2 hour session that will be total of scripting only. Total it will be scripting only 2 hours. So apply some coconut oil to your head so that it will not burn because of the scripting, or keep some lemon soda or lemon on top of your head. It will cool, right?
You
And
said
if
that it will be very easy, right?
easy if you
Yes,
practice. But listening it will not easy.
exactly.
Listening is
I'm
something,
also thinking
right?
the same.
But you practice. See, Rajalakshmi, your family whole is learning automation. A daughter is also learning automation.
No, Vinod.
Okay, that's good. Good to see you are all working hard, but that should result in something. Otherwise, there is no use. Okay, the result is more important. You line hundreds lines of code, that doesn't matter at all. What is an output is more important. Okay, so tomorrow we'll start with, for any test case, what we need, you need first to start the browser. Correct. But for any test case, you need what? First browser to be launched. Yes or no? Then URL will be launched. Then if it is a login page, then you will test a login page, right? So first step is what? Invoking the right word, invoking a browser. So we'll start, buy some coconut and flowers, break some coconut to your laptop, then we'll start how to invoke a browser tomorrow. Okay. And trust me, this will be your important interview question. How do you invoke a browser? It is very simple. It is a one line. It is one line script, one line coding. But people will ask questions on that one line. Rest all, not at all required to concentrate more. All you need to do is select from the Eclipse and just select it and run the script. But these people will ask, what is this line? Can you explain? Okay. So we'll discuss more about that, how to invoke browser. And trust me, if you don't concentrate on the scripting, you will face issues while automating the web page. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to invoke the browser first. Browser Chrome, browser Firefox, browser Edge, right? You should be practicing all the same, how to invoke all this. And tomorrow I'll give you some assignments. I'll give you some websites. Okay, automate that particular websites only for practice, because if you open through automation real websites, right? So it will detect, their systems will detect that there is a automation happening on the system. So there might be some kind of consequences. So let's not get into that. I have a couple of an open source free websites where you can practice. Okay. So I'll be giving you tomorrow. So what time you prefer? 9 to 11, same, or any specific time? Don't tell me afternoon 2 to 4. Nicely, it is a sleeping time. So let's do it in a fresh mindset.
9 to
9 to
same,
11,
9 to
okay.
11.
Same
No,
time.
okay.
9 to 11.
Archana is saying don't cross 11 o'clock. Do it between 9 to 11 only, Vinod. Right, Archana?
No, not like that. My son get up at 11 o'clock. So after that, it will very hard to me to handle him also.
Okay. Hey, see, I'll
So
tell you one
9
thing,
to
okay?
11, it's
Let
okay,
me stop
Vinod.
this recording, okay? Let me stop this recording. Otherwise, this all recording will be happen and you'll